wheat fields from the Cossacks full of dread.
This busy rehearsal studio is booming with the sounds of RAGS, an up-and-coming production set to launch at the Goodspeed this October.
RAGS is about the story of a young woman and her son, and they've come to America after the pogroms in Russia. Her husband's been killed. They come to America to find a new life.
Rebecca comes to America expecting what a lot of immigrants expected, which was America was going to open its arms and serve to her on a plate her American dream. And I think what complicates that and what makes this particular story fascinating are the obstacles she faces.
Actress Samantha Massell plays Rebecca, a woman brimming with grit, determination, and a keen gift for sewing.
Her tenacity and her resilience and her care for her son and her desire to have a better life for both of them are really her defining characteristics.
I think what she finds out in that journey is not only a home, but in order to be American, you have to celebrate the differences that you bring.
These are people who have a lot of cultural joy to begin with, and secondly, in the end, succeeded in becoming part of the fabric of America.
RAGS, which first premiered on Broadway in the mid-'80s, is getting a full-scale makeover by legendary Broadway lyricist Strouse Schwartz, composer Charles Strouse, and writer David Thompson, who's revising the original book by another Broadway legend, Joseph Stein. Thompson drew inspiration for the piece right here at the Lower East Side's Tenement Museum.
This building is 3 floors of tenements, and they're perfectly captured in the way that they were when the immigrant families first lived here in the early 1900s. They would do piecework, they would assemble dresses, they would take things from factories and bring them into the house to create, to make things, to make money.
While the drudgery of life in the early 1900s is well represented, the production also features plenty of light moments.
In creating the story of RAGS, we find those very joyous human moments when people come together and they find their way to make their lives better. So whether it's finding a piano in an apartment and actually being able to play it, or it's the ability to actually have humor, because humor becomes the best defense in a tough time.
On that pushcart, is that a thing you could eat?
And then there's the score, chock full of those wonderfully crafted melodies.
Brand New World is one of the first songs in the show. It's sung by Rebecca and her young son, David.
Basically, it is David and Rebecca's introduction to New York. And he's very frightened for the first time. They've just come on a huge ship, and they show up, and she calms him down and tries to excite him with all the things that they're seeing.
I want to write an American song. Yankee Boy is a song sung by the character of Ben, who's a young man who works in the sweatshop but has aspirations of becoming a songwriter along the lines of Irving Berlin or George M. Cohan. Gonna be a Yankee boy.
Oh, the children of the wind.
Perhaps RAGS' best-known song is Children of the Wind.
Sung by the character of Rebecca, in which she recounts to her friend what has happened to her in the past, but her hopes for the future and making a new life in America.
Even though this tale takes place over a century ago, RAGS couldn't be more relevant today.
In a time where the country is feeling very turbulent, I think it makes you feel very proud to be an American.
All ages are going to connect with it, whether your ancestors came or you just watch the news at night. This story is quintessentially about our country.
I think the show is inspiring. I think it's funny. Ultimately, I think it's about subject matter that is very contemporary.